Hi, my name is Terry Lee from Sweet Pea Papers in the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and today I'm here to do a project for Nanine over at Collage Type, and the kit I'm going to be using is Sage and Willow. Now, this is just a little introduction right here, right now, to show you the kit real quick, and then show you the prototype, and then I'm going to put you on hold and do some papers, and we'll get started. Now, this is going to be a short project, 2 videos, possibly 3 if I decide to get a little carried away, which we all know means it'll probably be 3. I was asked to do 1 and I said it'll probably take 2, and then you know me, 2 is 3, so that's the way it goes. I'm going to try to do it in 2. Okay, she gives you a cover, and then I'm going to go through the pages, but not the backing papers and not the ephemera and stuff, because there is just tons of it. So let's go through the pages real quick, and while we're going through the pages, I'll talk to you about the rest of the kit. So the pages, first of all, the pages are beautiful. This kit is beautiful. I was asked to pick any one that I wanted to do, and this is the one I picked. And so it wasn't like she said, okay, this is the one I want you to do. I picked this one out, and she has lots of other beautiful ones there that you can pick from. So this one, like I said, is called Sage and Willow, and these are the pages to the kit. Very, very pretty. And there's writing space as well. Now, with the ephemera, there's a lot of ephemera. There's several pockets. There's several innovative pockets that have backgrounds to them. There are several envelopes. There are also several envelopes that are large that have like a squared off bottom that you could put expandable pieces on the sides and have an expandable pocket, and we may do that for the back. And there's some more writing space. Some music. I love music pages. And this page here, and this one here. So that is, I'm not sure how many that is. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it's 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8 pages. I think there's 10 backing pages, and then there's at least that many, or not all backing papers, but decorative papers. This one is beautiful, and I especially like this one for putting on the backs of tags. And this one is a collage page. Here I am going through it when I said I wouldn't. This is another one that's nice for backing. I'm just kind of jumping through. And then here's another collage page, and there are some fussy cuts included as well. There's some washi tape and some, like I said, some envelopes and some pockets and some tags, and oh my, envelopes and pockets and tags, oh my. So now we're going to move right along, trying to keep it to 2 videos. Yeah. Do you see how much paper is here? You see all that? I'm definitely going to use, make a bigger project with this kit. This is the smaller one for her, and that she asked me to do. We're going to use this little prototype here. It's not very big. I cut it down to half of a page instead of folding them in half. I'm going to cut them in half, and so see, that fits like that. And so one of the pages is going to be the cover. That'll be easy enough. And then we'll cut the some of these, and we'll cut some of the backing papers, and then we'll add some pockets and things. And then that way you can get a general idea of what the kit looks like. So this is going to open like this. We're going to have a flip out envelope here. We're going to glue these two together, these two pieces or these two manila folders together, making a large pocket right here that you can either make it open from the top or from the side. We're going to have another flip on this side. We're going to have a flip up on this side, and this envelope is wider, but that's okay because it's not going to be just a flip up. We're going to cut the end off and we're going to make it into a pocket, and then we'll have the page underneath that, and then we'll have the back cover, and that will be it. And hopefully I can do that in 2 to 3 videos. I think it's going to be 3, but you know, if I cut the papers and everything and have everything ready to go and just show you how to put it together, then we may be able to do it in 2. Okay, so that's the intro, and I'm going to put you on pause, and then when I come back we'll get started. Okay, all right, I'll see you in a second. Okay, I am back. So let me show you how we're going to make the base. Since I am going to come back and make a larger project, cutting another one down is not going to be that big of a deal. So what you first want to do is you want to switch out your blade on your paper trimmer for the one that you marked C for cardboard and file folders and things like that. If you haven't started this system, when you get a new blade, you don't want to cut manila folders and cardboard and stuff with it. So you keep the old blade, you mark it with a C, you set it to the side, you take the new blade out, you put your C blade in, you cut your manila folders and your chipboard and things like that with it. Got it? Cereal boxes, things like that. So what we want to do is we want the fold to be here because we still want to keep the fold. And then we want it to be, the pages cut in half are 5 1/4 by 8 1/4. So we're going to go 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and that will give us a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom, and then that'll be nice. It'll have a little border around the edges. So we're going to go to 5 1/2 wide. And there's Oz. Everybody say hi, Oz. All at once. He's going to go nuts because the neighbor's walking by with his dog. I totally forgot. And then we're going to go to 8 1/2. If I have to, I'll put you on pause and go deal with him. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean get him to stop barking. I'll go deal with him. Now I want to double check that because it kind of felt like it might have moved a little bit. Maybe a smidge. Okay, so now you're going to have that. You're going to have 2 of them. So you want to cut 2. Of course, now I have 3. I'm going to set this one to the side. Whee! Off it goes. Okay, then you're going to need some paper clips so that you can paper clip your complete and total beautiful construction together. Make sure you go slow because it is a whale crossing. Can you tell I live in Seattle? Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 cream colored invitation envelopes, and I like the cream colored with the manila folders because it's a more natural color and it's not that stark white. And then we're going to put them back to back. So you've got this one and you've got this one, and we're just going to put them together like this. That's why this is the small project. Okay, now if you want the pocket to be at the top, then that will be fine. I think trying to decide. I think I want a writing card, so I think I'm going to make my pocket open to, no, you're going to want it to open to the top because we're going to be hanging envelopes here, and if you open it to the side, then you're going to see this part of the envelope. So I'm going to go ahead and paper clip it together. It's all right to paper clip the top and then paper clip the bottom. Whoops. Sure, any other time I can do paper clips. Now, the other parts are going to be the folder from the top, or the envelope from the top. And then we're going to have an envelope facing each way on the inside. So we're going to have one on this side and one on the other side. So that means we're going to have to attach the envelopes before we glue the two sides, or the two pieces of manila folders together, the two folders together. Okay. Now I've also got some of these little coin envelopes, which are kind of cool. And I'd like to work at least one in, but it just depends on, you know, our time and so forth. So let's go ahead and glue stuff. You wanna? Do you wanna? Do you wanna build a snowman? Okay, so we're gonna take one. Oh, no, you know what we're gonna do? If you're going to ink your project, now is when you have to ink it. I've got out bundled sage. You can ink just the papers. It doesn't matter. Or you can ink everything. If you're going to ink everything, the manila folder and the envelopes, then now's the time to do it. I think with this project, I'm going to go ahead and try and see what it looks like. So I'm going to put you on pause again, and then I'm going to ink everything. Okay, on a side note, the bundled sage is way too light, so I went one shade darker, which was the peeled paint, and that was too bright. So I've decided to go ahead and go with the browns in the kit, and go ahead and go with good old vintage photo. So just in case you're playing along, then stop trying to use bundled sage, because you'll be there forever, and it'll never show up against your manila folder. I'm so sorry. I really wanted to use that color, but go ahead and go with vintage photo. Okay, so now I've got everything inked, and we're going to start putting this together. Now we're going to, the easiest way is just to hang one here. Decide where you want them. If you want one at the top, one at the bottom, both of them in the center, both at the top, both at the bottom. I think I want one at the top and one at the bottom. Don't put it completely all the way down to the bottom. I guess you could, but I would stay about that far away. Okay, so then just flip it over and glue it down. Let's see how fast my glue comes out. I just filled it, and I really filled it. And you want to make sure that you glue it down really well, because whatever it is you put in your top pocket is going to come all the way down. You don't want it to catch on the edge. So the edge that faces the top is the edge that you really need to glue really well, so that it doesn't have a lip to it, so that it lays smooth. Okay. So there's one. Now, you know, I haven't thought any farther past this. I thought, well, I'll get the construction part done, and then we'll figure it out. Now you want the, since this is going against this, you're going to want to hang this on the inside, so these two are facing each other. I got this one at the top, about the same distance from the top. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to flip it over, open it up. I went ahead and inked this inside part as well, because when you open it, you know, you may see a little bit of it. Oh, on a side note, if you have trouble with the glue sticking the top of this bottle shut, or the top of your Fabri-Tac bottle shut, don't cut the tip. That's craziness. Pour it into something else. What I was going to say, put Vaseline on the threads, and then the glue won't stick it shut. So now you have to keep Vaseline in your craft room. Just something else that you have to keep, huh? Okay. Now the paper's going to cover this. But if you buy regular ones, I think you can buy ones that don't have any logo in them at all. I know if you get something like Office Max or Office Depot ones, I believe they have a logo in them as well if you get the generic ones. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to glue these together. I'm going to paper clip the top on both of these, so I know not to paper clip, or not to glue that side. Okay, so we're just going to glue it together all the way around. Because I shoulda, woulda, coulda. No, we should be able to get this done in 2 videos. Now, you might hear a timer go off. I've been having trouble with my video recording sizes. I have no idea why all of a sudden. But my computer, my old computer that I use to record, will not let me transfer a file bigger than 4 gigabytes. So every 30 minutes I have to start a new video. Don't ask me why the file sizes are that big. I had them down, and then something in outer space or something happened, and now it doesn't. Okay, so we've got that. So let's take this one and we'll put it here, but we want to measure. Remember, you don't want it so close that it can't close. So we're going to move it out just a smidge. We're going to hook it over here, and we're going to make a mark where we want to cut it off at, and that will give us our side pocket. Remember to have gone back to your regular blade if I didn't mention that before. Hey Oz. Oz is in here looking for paper crumbs. He loves paper. Now, when you cut the end of that, it's going to cut your folder open, but that's all right. We'll cover it with paper, and then you won't have to worry about this. If you absolutely positively don't mind it being just a smidge narrower, you can put a little drop of glue right there and glue it shut. Okay, right there. Now, we're definitely going to have to ink that. Now that we cut it off. Okay, now we're going to glue it to the top. You want the open side, obviously, this way. You don't want to accidentally glue it to where the envelope is on the back. Let me think about that for a minute, though. That means on the back cover, when we put our paper on, we're going to see that little bit of white. Now that I just thought of that. So that means, oh, that's actually my medicine. That's not our 15-minute or our 30-minute alarm. Let me see if I can reach it. Okay, I'm going to try to edit most of that out. Sorry about that. I have a timer on my phone that goes off when it's time for me to take my medicine, but I took it right before I started recording, thinking I would be super smart. And let's see, this is going to put a pocket at the bottom. We're just going to have to glue it shut. Well, it's going to be the same thing on the sides though, isn't it? We're going to see this cream color. I'm going to go back with my original plan. Because we're going to see them all over anyway. That's why we use the cream color. We're just going to go with natural colors. Cream, tan, brown, green. And so that's what we're going to do. That looked like it went a little crooked. Okay, well, they're doing construction here. So, yeah, so there's that. Okay, so that's what we've got. Now, we know for sure we're going to use the cover for the cover. That makes no sense, but you know what I mean. So let's go ahead and do that. So that is not my alarm. That is the beep from the backup beep on the truck. Nothing I can do about that one. Not my fault. So let's go ahead, and then I'll trim all the other papers and everything ahead of time, of course. Now I'm not going to use this back one on the back, I don't think. So I forgot the rest of my fillet. Oh, to be me. Okay, now this one, if we can get away with it, we might want to make it just a smidge larger. I think that's where I was going. I think we can cut it I'm wondering if we can cut it at the edge of the brown and get away with that. So that way it looks more like a book cover on the front. I think we can. Sorry about that. One thing about working on a glass surface, isn't it? A lot of crash bangs. Now, on the backs of the envelopes, we're probably going to leave writing spaces. We're not going to have probably a lot of writing space on the larger parts of the book. We're going to have writing space on the cards. Obviously, we're going to have a big writing card. But I think, let's see. And make sure that's right side up. But I think that we should go ahead and plan on that and use some of the quote-unquote backing papers in those areas. That looks nice. I like that picture a lot. Okay, now I'm going to put the big expandable envelope on the back page. So I'm wondering if it might not be okay to put this on the back and then make the file folder envelope removable. How many people caught what I just did? On this, all we need is just enough to knock the white off. It's a good thing I put a lot of glue on there. And then on this here, I'm going to add to that little bit of, excuse me, that little bit there. Never drink pop while you're making a video. Let's see if there's enough stick or if I'm going to have to re-glue. Yeah, I'm going to re-glue it so that I can move it around a little bit. So now, remember to ink your papers. I'm going to cut the papers and stuff and ink them, and then we'll come back. Wow, we may get this done in 2 videos. Very cool. That way I can put it up for you on a Friday and a Saturday. Pretty much done with the page by page on Fridays. So I'm finished page 37 by the time this comes out. No, by the time this comes out, I'll be completely done with it. So there won't be any more Friday page by pages. I got used to doing them. Been doing it for 40 weeks. It's a long time. It's almost a year. Kyung and I have decided to keep our own signatures. I don't know why we thought we were going to be able to mail them to each other. I'm so unhappy with this. You just don't know. I may have to cut and ink another one. Just because of the wear and tear on the paper of taking it on, putting it on, taking it off. I think I may have it now though. Because it's pulling up a little bit of the manila folder as well. So if I'm going to take it up, I want to take it up. I'm going to take it up. I'm going to cut and ink another one. And while that's going on, you can either wait and see what papers I pick, which is fine, or you can go ahead and make the papers of your choice. When you get to this point here, if you've made the mistake, don't keep pulling towards the end because you'll pull the top layer of the manila folder off, and you really don't want to do that. Okay. Can't believe I had to glue that. This will be 3 times. I don't know what I was thinking when I didn't ink it. I don't know what I was thinking when I wasn't inking. So I'll cut the front and back cover out again. And then I will decide what papers I want where as far as the big areas. And then we will come back off of pause. Okay? All right. I'll see you in just a second. Okay, we're back. Now, these are the pages that I have left. Now remember, we only have 4 pages in here. I went ahead and after we put the cover on, I went ahead and put the back on. I inked it, put the back on because I figured you guys could do that. Now, these are the papers I've selected for the writing card. We'll probably have to cut them down a little bit to get them to fit in the pocket. This is going to be the writing side. And this is going to be the front side. I love that picture. Okay. Now these are not necessarily ones that went together. Okay. I cut them all in half and then I decided which ones I wanted where. I love a lot of these. Well, I love all of them. But we don't have enough pages in here to indulge ourselves with quite a few of the picture pages. Now this one we could put pockets and stuff on, I just realized. But anyway, so I did that. Now let me show you, let me move these out of the way so I don't get confused. Okay, let me put this back on here. I have everything labeled so far. Well, not really, but sort of. I have things numbered. You guys know me. If you don't know me, first of all, there's no written tutorial with this. I'm sorry, we've only got a couple of videos to get this all done. And adding a PDF is just going to be probably out of the question. So I went through and I picked pages that I thought we could add elements to. I cut out all of these pockets. Let me show you something about some of these pockets. On a side note, these pockets can be used by themselves, or oh, my stomach is growling. It's you guys' fault. Or you can put this in as a back and then fold the pieces around it, and then you've got the pocket by just gluing this down. Okay, it's up to you. It depends on how much room you have. We probably won't do that because we don't have enough room to cover up our images. But it's a great idea, and there's 3 of them, and you can mix and match and, you know, whatever. But we'll probably use a couple of the pockets on their own. So I put a lighter colored paper here. Then silly writing card keeps getting, oh no, that's not the writing card. So then this is the first envelope, and I'm going to cut this paper in half, and I'm going to put half on the front, half on the back. That way we can write on the back, and then we can put some of the decorations on the front. There's some here. We'll talk about this in just a second. And then there are also all these fussy cuts. As you can see, there's quite a few. There are these nameplates, and there's more of those. I just haven't got, I've got 5 more pages of ephemera that I could cut up. And then these small tags and squares. Then a stamp, and there's more stamps. And then the thing I like are these little washi strips. So I like those. So we may use those, you know, on the bottoms of the envelopes. So that's envelope number 1, front and back. This is the middle page. Okay. So we can add to this. And then you turn it. And this is going to be the front and the back of this envelope, or at least the back. Not sure about the front. So that we have writing space. Remember, we were going to use writing space on the backs of all the envelopes. This is our center page, actually. And this is one of my favorite pictures, so I decided to use it. We might use, there's a big long side pocket. I don't know if I cut it out or not. I may not have. But there's a big long side pocket with some cards that go with it. And we may put that here. Here's our music page. This may get switched out with something else. I'm not sure, but this music page is going to be the front of this envelope. And then I'm not sure exactly what we're going to put on the back for writing space. Then I put this page here that we can add on. Like I said, we only have so many pages, and I wanted to make, you know, pockets and tags and such. And on a side note with the tags, I did print them double-sided with a pattern on the front and the back, and I did the same with the envelopes. You can see there's a lighter color on here, but there you can see that there's this embossed looking pattern. You could actually go ahead and fold these in and fold this up. Maybe not fold it up, but you could fold these in and probably run it through an embossing folder. But that's up to you to try. I'm not sure. Usually it's just this, so I'm not sure what you would do with these parts of this envelope. Anyway, and here's some more freestanding pockets, so let's put those over there. And then there's this giant, it's like a folder. You fold it in half from this point. You can see I printed on the inside from this point to this point. So you're going to fold it in half from the flat to the flat. That leaves you this little part sticking out, and then you can flip that over, or you can do it this way and use it as your file folder top. All right, I kind of wish I had printed this on a little bit lighter on the back, and then we could have stenciled on the top or done one of the labels. We still could actually put one of the labels on the top. Maybe not. Maybe one of the smaller ones. I think there's a couple smaller ones. Anyway, so I need to ink the pages. Let's talk about this for just a second. In this kit, there are 2 pages that are labeled trifold folio. Okay, what that's going to be is this is a page. This right here is going to be like a flap that you fold. So that's why the pattern's different, so that you can see it. Then this is the centerpiece. Not these, just this right here. Then this here is the same way, only it's the front and the back. And then there's the centerpiece for you to glue this to. That will give you a trifold of that you can use. And we may put this on the back cover. Okay, instead of an expandable thing. I printed both of them double-sided so that you could write on them. Right, so we're going to talk about that. And I have a feeling we're going to run into a third video. So let's do this envelope so I can show you how to do an envelope. This looked like it would cover it. Now I'm not so sure. Go that far. And we're going to leave a little bit. Let's get the back side covered. Oh, excuse me. That's okay. My phone said it was a spam call. It was an 800 number, and so it took care of it. You gotta love it. Okay, so this folder, or this envelope, let's move the writing card over there. We want to leave a little bit of space to have a little bit of a border. Okay, so we're going to cut it here. I've got so much stuff. There's so much stuff with this kit. There really is. Okay, there's our envelopes and things. Let's paper clip those together. Okay. And I found this end piece. In fact, we have 3 of them, and I thought maybe there's something we could do with this, so I went ahead and inked it. Kind of looks like a little notepad in the making to me. All right, so let's close this for now so that we can trim this paper. Then we'll see if we have enough to do the other side. Because we can put an element on here, a decoration, so that it doesn't look exactly the same on the front and the back. Let's see. Wow. I think we're going to be just a little bit short on the other side, so we'll have to pick out something else for the front side. All right, so let's set this over here in our little scrap pile for now. Double check the size. Could have gone a smidge bigger. Oh, that's all the wider that it is. If I'd have gone this way, it would have definitely covered more. Okay. You know what I mean? We could have cut it longer, and this is wider, and it would have covered better than doing it this way. And then we have the extra space on the top and the bottom. So I think I'm going to put this aside too. Unfortunately, I've cut in half a page. Let's see what we've got up here. We may have to come back to it because I miscut. Yeah, I don't have any writing pages left. So let's do this one and we'll be smarter. Sorry about that, my mistake. Okay, this is going to take 2 pages as well. If we do it this way, we're going to run into the same mistake. So we're going to be using more paper than I thought, so you might have to print some of the pages out twice. Now, do we want that on the front? No, I think we want it on the back. Okay. So you want to leave a little edge. You're going to want it to be this wide, just a little bit inside the edge of the envelope. And then you're going to cut this just inside the bottom of the envelope. Let me try that again. I'm going to be embarrassed if this one doesn't work. This is a nice scrap. We could make a lovely pocket out of that. We're not going to go over covering each page because that would take too long. I'm just going to show you how. Okay. And then by doing a couple pages, and then you should be able to do it, the rest of them. This is a project to show what you can make with this kit, and also to show you how lovely the kit itself is, which it is. Okay, now we're gonna, this has writing, and even though we can't read it because it's in a different language, which I'm not sure, could be French. And so we're gonna put this right side up because this is a vertical envelope. Thought I had some extra writing pages. I'm going to have to look at the papers. I wasn't going to use the papers in this just because of time. But it looks like we may have to. You want it to pretty much cover where the envelope shows. Now remember, we're going to have to trim the edge of this, either on the top or on the side, to put a card in. So if we trim it on the side so we can put a card in and out, that would probably be, we probably would want to do it on the top because this isn't that big of an item. And we don't want things, well, it does fold in, so I don't think anything would fall out. And then we could have a tab instead of a thumb hole. Let's do that. You just cut off a sliver. Sorry about this. I've been cutting so much today, and I don't normally do this by hand. But I did all this by hand. So my hands are a little shaky. So you're just going to trim that little bit off. And that's going to make a pocket. Okay. And then when we put a card in, we will put a tab on it. I'm not sure if there's any tabs in this kit, but we can definitely make some tabs. If not, we'll put a thumb hole in and ink it. Okay. So let's re-ink this real quick. And then, so now we need to decide what we're going to put on here. Here, I thought I had everything picked out, but I guess I don't. Yeah, this is too small. Let's see. This would be pretty. And then we could still have enough room to put something on. What about this one? Oh, like this because it matches the writing on the back. So let's do the same thing. Excuse me. Get a drink of my pop. Been up a long time today. My throat has decided to give out. So we'll do this one here. Let's cut the width first, because I want this to be in the center. So what we're going to do that, to accomplish that, is to cut off a little from each side. Then we'll worry about the height. Just drop my pencil on the floor. Hold on just 1 second. Sorry if there's going to be noise. Took me 3 tries to get a hold of that pencil. Okay, so let's do this here. I did a little crooked. Let's clean it up a little bit. We can always add over to the side. And just make a new mark to cut. I didn't make sure it was completely flat up against there. Okay, now we're going to keep this at the bottom. We're going to measure our height. And remember, your pencil mark has an actual thickness to it. It may not be very much, but it does. So you want to keep track of whether you want to cut above, below, or right down the middle of the mark. See, this is a nice little piece too. Keeping the nice little pieces separate from the scrap pieces. Okay, so then we'll ink that. Just wanted to make sure I remembered to ink that paper. I would have been angry if I hadn't. So this is how you're going to do one of the envelopes. There's 2 more. The only thing that's going to be different is deciding where to cut it for the pocket. So your homework is going to be to cut ink and put the papers on the pages where you want them. I used to set my dauber on top of my ink pad, if you can see that, but what happens is you end up with wet ink on the top, and then the next thing you know after that, you've got a smear on your paper. No fun. No fun whatsoever. Okay. So now we've got this covered front and back. Very pretty. And we can still put something up here. One of the labels, maybe. One of these would look nice here. Or even one of the smaller ones. up here. And then maybe something else down here. I've got a stash of little labels and stuff that I got from Love Junk Journals, which is Tracy Fox. Let's do a page. I mean, I know you saw me put the cover on, which is a page, but I'll do one on the inside. Now, you don't really have to cut these. You just cut them in half, and the way I had you cut the manila folder is the right height. So these are fairly straightforward. All you have to do is ink them and get them straight. So if you cut these papers in half, then you'll have the right size. So then you'll have 3 or 4 more pages to do. I'll page through one more time so you can see which pictures I picked for where. If you want to do the same, of course you can pause it from when I was flipping through before, but I'll do that real quick again. Because I like you. I think you're okay, folks. I mean, you're watching this video, right? That's got to make you okay. That's what I think. Remember, these pages are directional, most of them. So you just want to make it straight. You don't want it to be on the fold. You want to make it even top and bottom, straight up and down. Make sure that everything can fold. And then you just keep going through. So we've got this front and back. We've got this cut for a pocket. Now usually I'll do this so I remember that I have a pocket. Okay. Everything's done on there except for putting the little card or whatever we're going to put inside the pocket. Okay. So this is the one for here, page 1, page 2. There's our flip out. Page 3 has a flip out. There's page 3. Page 4 is the music page. I'm probably going to change that to tell you the truth. And then we've got, oops, we got something stuck together. What did I do? Oh, this is the flip up. So we probably won't change the paper on the front. This is just the envelope. I'm sorry. We'll have to put some writing paper on the back of there. You have to pick out what we're going to put on the front of here. And we need to put this paper on. Okay. So this is an hour. So we're going to stop here. And then I will come back. And if we may do the other another envelope on camera just to make sure that you've got it down, and then I will have the pages on, and then we can go over adding the ephemera and the pockets and such. Okay, all right, well, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye bye.